Welcome, aspirants, to Rungta IAS Academy. Today, in this explainer, we're diving into a highly critical, really fast-developing topic for your General Studies Paper 2, specifically for polity and governance. We are going to break down the recent Census 2022 data discrepancies. Now, you know this is exactly the kind of dynamic, real-world issue that the UPSC just loves to test, so let's get right into it. Before we even look at the numbers, I want every single aspirant watching this to ask themselves one fundamental question. Is our policy data actually reflecting what's happening on the ground? Think about it. Because, well, if the data that's feeding our governance models is flawed, the entire machinery of welfare administration is completely compromised. So let's see what the latest reports are actually telling us.
The primary source of this issue is, frankly, quite revealing. According to recent reports in The Hindu, the Director of Census Operations, the DCO, in Rajasthan recently issued a formal letter to charge officers. And what did it say? Well, they've been instructed to rigorously verify the block-level data that's been uploaded on the CMMS, the Census Management and Monitoring System portal. They need to check that data against the actual physical situation out there in the field. And this situation brilliantly illustrates exactly why that verification was ordered in the first place. We are seeing a glaring contrast here. On one side, centralized government records are anticipating widespread access to tap water, LPG connections, and open defecation-free status. But the enumerators are finding the exact opposite on the ground. We're talking about households still relying on wood and dung cakes for fuel and prevalent open defecation, especially in certain urban areas. It's like looking at two completely different realities. To really grasp the sheer scale of this data conflict, just take a look at this number. By August 13, 2025, the Union government had declared an astounding 566,068 villages as open defecation-free, and that's out of a total of 586,944 villages in the entire country. When actual field data contradicts a macro statistic of this massive magnitude, it literally creates a huge administrative bottleneck. This brings us to a really crucial point for your main syllabus, specifically under administrative ethics and accountability. Just listen to these stark quotes from enumerators in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. They're actually reporting pressure from superiors to change a tin roof entry to concrete. And even more concerning, they've been given explicit instructions not to select options that might show the government in a poor light. I mean, this is a textbook example of the conflict between accurate reporting and top-down hierarchical pressure. Let's take a quick second to contextualize who these enumerators actually are. They are the absolute grassroots backbone of the census. We're typically talking about government school teachers and Angawadi workers. They're the ones tasked with collecting this highly granular data, going door to door, and effectively acting as the bridge between the citizen and the state. But as you can imagine, their job is fraught with systemic hurdles. And this builds into a massive e-governance challenge. Rekha Devi, the head of the Anganwadi Workers Union in Uttarakhand, highlighted a severe digital divide. Villages often completely lack basic mobile connectivity, right? Yet these workers are given a mere 66 rupee mobile recharge limit for an entirely digital census. On top of that, citizens often withhold data because they confuse the census with immediate welfare delivery. They literally demand LPG or pensions right then and there. Now, to be objective and present a balanced view, we definitely need to look at the official stance. A senior census official actually clarified that these recheck orders were issued strictly to ensure that actual field conditions are recorded without any ambiguity or lack of understanding. The goal from the top level is to simply eliminate any preconceived notions and close those communication gaps between the household and the enumerator.
So how do we actually use all this information? Well, imagine you're sitting right there in the UPSC personality test, and the panel asks you, how does data discrepancy impact welfare administration? You absolutely need to be ready to articulate how statistical misrepresentation directly leads to the misallocation of funds, which ultimately leaves our most vulnerable populations completely outside the safety net. Let's translate this directly into solid answer writing fodder for your mains paper 2. Seriously, make a mental note of this. Under e-governance, you'll want to cite the digital infrastructure gaps, like that 66 rupee recharge issue we talked about. Under transparency and accountability, you write about the friction between accurate ground reporting and superior pressure. And then, under the role of civil services, you discuss the practical, everyday dilemmas faced by our grassroots ground staff. That right there is exactly how you structure a high-scoring answer.
We're going to leave you with this final, really important thought to ponder for your essays and your interviews. If policy is the roadmap to a nation's development, what happens when the map itself is drawn with a flawed compass? Think critically about that, aspirants. Keep studying hard, stay focused, and we will see you in our next explainer.